Forest. Who's excited to be here? That was one of the most energetic clapbacks we've received this summer, so I already know it's going to be a great week. My name is Emily. I am the director here at Wesley Forest. I live on site all year round. I work with your volunteers and your deans, your counselors, to make sure that you guys have a great, fantastic week.
Wesley Forest Camp and Retreat is 440 acres, and we are located in a prime spot in central Pennsylvania. We border Penns Creek, which is a world-famous trout fishing stream, and then we border thousands of acres of public land. We are a place for people to come and be themselves and be who they are. And when we say that, we mean it. And we want kids to come here and ask questions and be introduced to nature and ask big God questions and get a lot of big God love from counselors and fellow campers and summer staff and even myself and the permanent staff. We are not your, I call them like a Six Flags Over Jesus camp, where they have all these different huge ticket items to get kids to come. We don't have that. And so we really focus on awesome individual programs with what we have, which is something as basic as a lake or a field or our trails. One of the things that's become really popular since I've been a director is this game called the Prayer Games.
Welcome to the 4th annual Prayer Games. Pay attention because some of the rules may have changed since last year.
It's a Hunger Games-esque game of tag, giant game of tag, where the counselors and the summer staff just chase the campers, and they have to get pieces of armor, colors on their arm or whatever, and then they have to get into the cornucopia, which is right behind me.
Thank you so much for being here. Without you guys as our volunteers, we cannot have a summer camping program. And I know that you have sacrificed a lot to be here. You've given up time with family, vacation days, no pay, little sleep will come soon. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here. This is a mission field.
I'm Jason Peno, and I'm the dean for Mestival, which is one of our elementary camps, and I think we're going into 4th through going into 7th. And I started as a counselor at this camp 16 years ago and was a camper for 3 years before that. So I've been coming for about 20 years. I joke, but it's serious. Anytime I interview for a new job, I tell them up front, like, there's this week in July that I'll be gone, and so far everybody's been cool with it. I think they like to see that, well, especially now that I'm at like 16 and 17 years, you know, when somebody hears that, what they see is dedication.
This is my 18th year counseling at Wesley Forest. Whenever I was a camper at Wesley Forest, I just absolutely loved being here, and it's always been about the people. You come here and you're surrounded by people who love God, and I love God, so it's just awesome to be around those people all the time, and it's just such an intimate relationship with people you only get to see once a year.
One of the biggest things Wesley Forest has done for me is it made me feel like I belong. I always tell people that this is my home. This is my second home. Because I moved around so much that I didn't really have a childhood house. But whenever I talk about camp, I'm super passionate about it. And so every time I meet someone new, I always end up talking about camp because I love it so much.
I really love the community of Christian camping, and I think that's why being here, that's been such a focus for me, making sure that when people come on site, they feel welcomed right away, and making them feel like they're part of something right away.
It gives them that chance to form that intimate relationship that is lifelong. You know more about the way that people think. They're just so open and honest that I think that, you know, you really get to know the person on the inside. And so that is why they are able to pick up after years, because you truly know them. It's not knowing them just at the surface. Like, you have the opportunity to know their heart, and, you know, just to pick up that bond no matter where you are, year later, years later. It's just an intimate relationship with each other, and knowing that it's through Christ, you know, so that it's just awesome.
It's a place where you can kind of experience God and the different kind of aspects of and what that means to different people, and it's welcoming and it's open, and you can be like really gung-ho about it, or you can be a little bit cautious and curious about it, and it's a safe space to learn and develop your perspective on it.
Like, lead with love is kind of like my life motto. So just like teaching Jesus' love to people is what I think camping's about.
So it's really nice to like come here and know that Wesley Forest is just one big family, because nobody ever forgets you here, which is really nice.
Hey y'all, so we are going to start a new segment or a new format for these videos. Our last couple videos we've been playing with the format, kind of trying to figure out what we want them to look like, and I think we're kind of on to something here. So this is our Fast 5 on the camp we were at. 1, they run summer with 7 summer staff, so 6 normal summer staff and then 1 summer program director.
And it is quality to the max programming. They do not skimp just because they only have that many staff. Those staff work their butts off, and that program is on point. So good. 2, Wesley Forest reminded us of like the quintessential camp. They have the lake and the old school cabins, and you know, they don't try to do too much of the newfangled stuff. You know, like they just do camp, classic, and well.
Yeah, what they do well. 3, collaborate. They are like, okay, great. Yeah. They're probably the best example we've seen of collaboration between different camps. So there are 3 camps in their area, and they all collaborate to do things. Like they run a specialty adventure program that not one of those camps could have filled on their own, but all 3 of them together get to do a really awesome adventure camp.
Yeah, and we talked to Emily a lot about how they are able to, she calls them their sister camps, and you know, they really have this great working relationship with the camps around them. So 4, it's my turn. Yeah. 4, while we were at Wesley Forest, we learned a little bit about their nature resource program, and you know, we've seen a lot of camps that have outdoor education during their off season in the summer, and they have their summer camp program during the summer. But we really loved at Wesley Forest, they have outdoor education in the summer. So all of their campers, no matter what they're signed up for, swimming camp or Mestival camp or whatever, have the opportunity to experience outdoor education. And they really learn about the nature that's around them, the species of plants and animals, how to interact with nature in an appropriate creation care style way. And I just thought that was awesome.
5, and we kind of covered this one in the video already, but they are all about relationships. And I think every camp is, you know, that's kind of like one of their things they do, right?
We hope that camps are about relationships.
Yeah, like we all say we're experts at relationship building at camp. Like, yeah. Right, kids, you go home with your friends for life. Right. But Wesley Forest really takes it to another level with that. Like, whenever we asked, you know, we got to interview like 10 people while we were there. We couldn't get everybody that we interviewed into the video, which is kind of rare because a lot of times we don't have that pool of people. But everybody talked about their relationships that they had at camp.
There were a lot of times when someone was talking during an interview and I'm supposed to ask them the next question, and I was kind of just like staring at them because I just didn't know what to say, because I was so blown away by how meaningful the relationships that they had built at camp were. And I would say that if we learned anything from Wesley Forest, it would be just how to really be genuinely interested in connecting people at your camp. And then they'll go away and they'll always want to come back.
Yeah, so that's 5 things about Wesley Forest that you didn't know before this moment, probably, unless you work there.
Unless you're Jake.
So what do you guys think about this section? Do you want to keep it? Do you want to get rid of it? Let us know, Peace.
Peace.
With deepest pride and greatest pleasure that I welcome you here today. And now, I invite you to take a seat, relax, as Wesley Forest proudly presents your summer staff.
Be our guest, be our guest. At the lake you'll take your test. Grab your goggles, swimsuit towel, and we'll provide the rest. You can boat, you can swim, with our lifeguards, Wes and Regan. Try them paddleboards, be ambitious. Don't believe me, ask the fishes. Can paint, there'll be laughs. Emily, she does crafts. And the service here is never second best. Go on and dye a t-shirt, make a bracelet, and you'll be our guest. Be our guest, be our guest. Be our guest, be our guest. It's the challenge course that's best. Kyle, Lydia, and Jensen, they will help you do your best. Swing a rope, walk a wire, complete a challenge, you're on fire! Go on and take a hike out to the Adirondacks. Be our guest, be our guest, be our guest. Craft and swim, hike and play, till you shout, hip hip hooray! And we'll sing you off to sleep as you rest. Tonight you'll prop your feet up, but for now let's eat up. You're at camp, you're at camp, you're at camp.